Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Church of Religious Science here in New York City. I want to give a special welcome to all of you who are signing in now on Zoom. I'm giving it a minute for the board to continue to light up. Thank you all for being here. I want to give a special welcome to everyone who's viewing us on Facebook. We're getting all your responses. Thank you. And YouTube around the clock. Everything we do is rebroadcast there, and we have tons of lessons that you can listen to around the clock. So we're all here together in our virtual space. We also have a studio audience here. You're invited to come in at any of our gatherings when you're in New York City. So let's begin. In case you don't know, First Church is the church of Raymond Charles Barker, who wrote the book The Power of Decision, as well as a half a dozen other books. He and Louise are perhaps our most famous or well-known students, but First Church has put out a lot of really wonderful new thought students. It's an organization that's been around for a long, long time. We are the place that Louise took her Science of Mind classes and where she learned to be a practitioner, and she became a staff minister. We do a self-healing class every Thursday evening at 7, and it's really an expansion and a continuation of the work of Louise Hay. I always infuse those lessons with some Science of Mind so that I can take it perhaps to just a little bit deeper place. So join with us on any Thursday. Jimmy also has a creative living series on Wednesday evenings, 7 o'clock. It's the same Zoom link. If you're wanting to join in, just save the Zoom link. So today's talk is for everyone. Originally, this was thoughts to live by. It's also been called Stardust. I'll break it all down for you. Whether you're beginning to explore the teaching, or whether you are a person who's been around the teaching for a long time and revisiting these lessons for inspiration, you're always going to get the right message at the right time. As you hear people share week after week, there was this talk for me. Everyone gets different things out of these lessons. And when you go back and you listen to them a second or third time, you'll find that you're in a different place, and so you'll get something different still. I remember from the Woodstock days, there was that theme song, which was, "We are Stardust, we are golden." And the idea is we want to get back to the garden, which would be to the place of peace and happiness, where we feel connected to the earth and to one another. Those lyrics, even way back when, evoked a sense of unity and a return to nature. So we're really talking about some of the same ideas today. Thoughts to live by, getting back to this place of peace, getting ourselves back there. I want to start with a little poem. Speaking of Stardust, that's its name. In the heart of every star, a story began, a cosmic journey from which each of us ran. Atoms dancing in celestial ballet crafted us in a most extraordinary way. Once cradled in the arms of distant suns, we're the tapestry that the universe spins and runs. Ernest Holmes whispers of the truth so grand, in the stars our spirits were planned. Louise Hay taught us to look within, to find our light, let healing begin. Each breath a reminder of our celestial birth, connected to heaven while we walk on earth. Emerson's words, like a guiding star, reminding us of how interconnected we are. From stardust to soul, from cosmos to heart, in this magnificent universe, we each play a part. So as we gather, let's hold this thought dear. We're one with the cosmos, both far and near. From every atom, every part of our starlit essence is a testament of our magnificent presence. Today, let's explore how our teaching can positively transform our lives. You might imagine yourself as an integral part of a vast, wondrous universe, because you are an integral part of it. As the poem suggests, we come from stardust. You may or may not know that every atom of your body is made up of stardust. The universe as we understand it now is immensely larger than most of us understood it when we were going to school years ago. And as you get into metaphysics, you realize you are deeply connected to every part of it. To the innermost place, to the outermost place, there is this energy. We say God is all that there is, this energy is all there is, and we are each part of it, and we're part and parcel of it. We're interconnected with all of life. So as you come into this teaching, we talked to you about the idea that there's one power, one presence, and it's in you and it's operating through you. And the thing that's really cool once you wake up to it is to realize it's alive in you. And as you go within and you meditate and you quiet yourself, there is that which is within you that listens, and there is that which is within you that responds to you. It guides you and it woos you. So we each have this internal guidance system. If we want to hear it, and if we take the time to slow down and listen, it's always there and it always responds. So we invite this connection into our awareness because it's there. We're linked to something much greater than what we know. You can call it spirit within, you can call it the universe, you can call it the creative spirit, you can call it love. Whatever you want to call it, and however you want to think about it, it's going to transcend everything you think. It transcends time, it transcends space. I used to, in my metaphysical classes, hear it described as that which cannot be described, that which cannot be named, or named adequately, or described adequately. It's the all in all. It's the thing itself, as Ernest Holmes said in the textbook. So you'll find it in the farthest galaxies and within the deepest parts of our being, the smallest cells. We want to remember Emerson's profound statement. He said, we're all part and parcel of it. We're part of the main. And he wanted us to contemplate the enormity of the universe and realize that you are an individualization of it. And as you look out now at the stars and the galaxies and just the universe itself, it's so vast. Each celestial body you observe in the night sky is part of it, and you're part of it too. Everything is a component of this incredible energy. So we wake up and we realize that this thing, this spirit, this energy is in us, that we are inlets and we're outlets of it. We want to recognize our uniqueness in it and how beautifully each and every one of us fit into this divine, call it a tapestry. Our very existence is a testament to the universe's marvels, that you can be alive right now and awaken it and realize that you're one with it and that it's responding to you. That's pretty amazing. It was told to me at Unity many years ago that this is the best kept secret of the ages, because people are off fighting wars to find God, and all through the dark ages, through every war, and everything that everybody's always been looking for and fighting over, we all have it. So in a perfect world where people are more evolved, there'd be no fighting. Remember the song of John Lennon. Imagine such a world. Each of us are where we are in consciousness, and we're all evolving. And as we evolve ourselves, we have less and less to say about what other people are doing, because it begins with us. And you might be upset that the world isn't moving along as quick as you'd like it to, but it is moving along. It's evolving. We are in the perfect place, perfect time, all the time, and everyone else is too. So we do our work in consciousness, we do our work in mind, we do our work on ourselves. We're composed of the stardust, I said already, with elements within our own bodies that are forged in ancient stars. Every atom in our body was once part of it. I started thinking about that. I thought, wow, that's very cool. This fact alone makes us an active, living part of the universe's ongoing story. Together, let's affirm, I am unique, yet I'm a part of the whole. I'm an individualization of God life. Let's embrace our individuality while acknowledging that our consciousness, our connection, while acknowledging that we're connected to the vastness of the universe. So we celebrate our individuality, knowing that we're one with the one. And we're one with everyone else. So together we'll discover how this teaching can bring about positive changes to our lives. We might start by picturing ourselves as part of this vast thing, right? Again, it's much bigger than what we thought as kids. We used to think there were 9 planets at the time, now 8, I believe. But what we didn't know is how huge it was. And we're connected with all of it. We're connected with something bigger than ourselves, something that's full of life and energy. So by acknowledging our individuality and our connection with this whole system, we embrace the remarkable role that each of us are playing in this grand system, spiritual system. And together, when we get together on our calls and our gatherings, we see how it works. Ernest Holmes said, there's power for good in the universe, greater than you, of which you're a part. And he said, many of us are using it constructively, our power, and many of us are using it destructively, meaning we're not using it very intelligently. So we want to learn how to use it more intelligently. So this creative spirit, or simply love, again, Emerson pointed out that we're part and parcel of it. We're each unique. Our thoughts and emotions are like the steering wheels of our lives. They guide us towards our dreams. As Louise beautifully put it, positive thinking creates a doorway through which joy and fulfillment enter. So change your thinking and change your life. She wrote the book, You Can Heal Your Life, as you all know. And Louise, on this subject, said, my thoughts shape my world. And our attitude is truly everything. Our consciousness is everything. Our consciousness, if it's life-giving, if it's positive, it's reflected in our life. When you're learning to expect great things to happen, life often surprises you with great things. In this teaching, we want to learn to be optimistic. We want to look forward to each day. Our goal is to cultivate positive expectancy. It's very difficult. There's a lot of negativity in the world, and you might say, well, there's a lot of negativity in yourself, and we all understand. So we work with that internal dialogue, and we work on neutralizing the negatives. And as Ernest Holmes would say in the textbook, when you go to affirmative prayer, in the glossary, he'll say it's the time, it's the art, it's the methodology, the method of ridding this negativity from your consciousness. And why? Because if you can get rid of the negatives, then you will see the positives, you'll see the good. It's very difficult for people to see the beauty and the wonder that's in them and around them when they're filled with negativity. So one of my favorite phrases for many years is positive expectancy. And really that's such a simple phrase, but it explains really what we're up to in the teaching. We're here to cultivate it. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. You hear me say often, and equally often I'll say we're here to practice the presence, to know that this kingdom of good is here, it's at hand, and to know that we're established in it, that we live in it, we move in it, we have our being in it. So when we come from that place of knowing and connection, of course we're going to be having positive expectancy. We want to do our best to cultivate this attitude. If we're coming from a place of gratitude, gratitude, as you hear me say often, is causative. Gratitude begets all kinds of good. So we want to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. We want to develop positive expectancy. Religious scientists are the best at that. They're looking to see the good. They're looking to see the pony in this situation. They're really looking to see the good. That's the training. It's part of the transcendental movement is to look past, look across. It's not that we're ignorant of facts. We can all work with the facts of our life. But what we want to do here is we want to work with our consciousness more. And if we use our consciousness intelligently, it can bring about healing in our bodies and in all of our affairs. So we'll go to phrases and language like this. I could see peace instead of this. I could see healing instead of this. I could see that I'm supplied and supported instead of whatever I'm seeing. I can see the good in it, the God in it. Those words, Edwina Gaines, one of my favorite prosperity teachers, she would use them interchangeably. She'll say, I see the good, I can see the good in the God and the good in the God. And it was interesting for me to watch her use those words, because then I started to understand that she was attempting to have us see that this energy, this force, this love is everywhere and everything and all the time. And we can see it that way if we really want to. We resist it, though. Sometimes we want to be in judgment. We want to be right, and we want to fight, and we want to judge, and we don't want to forgive, and we want to, but all we're doing is playing games with ourselves. We're staying stuck in a story. So there's another program I'm familiar with that I like very much, where it would say, surrender to win. And what they're really talking about there is giving up all those stories. Dr. Holmes taught us that spirituality is our inherent goodness. It's nothing external to us. So we're not looking for a big guy in the sky. We're not looking for some anthropomorphic guy up there in the sky who's judging us. What we're talking about is an inherent spirit, a goodness, nothing external. Holmes said it's a radiant force from within. And we can, if you take a pause and you slow down a little bit, and you can feel it, you can meditate upon it. You could say, I'm one with the one. You could say, there is that which is within me that knows. However you bring yourself to that place of knowing, it will reveal itself to you, and it will respond to you. I call it an internal guidance system. It's within all of us. Now, some people do their best not to listen to it. But if you slow down a little bit, it'll always be there, and it will respond to you. Ralph Waldo Emerson said it's wooing you. It's attempting to get your attention, and it will always be there. You are one with it. It's a part of you. You can't get away from it. I'm always fond of the prodigal son or child story, because it talks of us being established in the kingdom, and then we forget. And that's the story of all of us. We're spiritual beings, but we forget. And then when we forget, we feel cut off, and then we feel pain. And but there is the place where, in the story of the prodigal child, where the child, the young man who's been away from the kingdom, he remembers in his father's house, there's everything. And that's the story of all of us. When we remember, there's the restoration. So we live in this energy, we move in it, we have our being in it, and it's amazing when you're awake to it. One of the reasons I suggest for people who are new, really anybody, to stay tuned into these calls every week is because we're pretty good, if not very good, at reminding you that you are one with this power, one with this energy. And if you just show up, we'll keep reminding you of it. And if you stay connected like that, your days will go well. You'll start demonstrating more and more of the positive things that you want to demonstrate. So we're learning to love ourselves. And then as we really learn to love ourselves, as Louise would say, everything begins to work. When we're kind, when we help others, and sometimes we help others without them even knowing it, we do it just because. That's spirituality in action. As we do it, it's making life better for ourselves and others. Our kindness can make the world a better place, but it always begins with ourselves. We're truth students. I probably ought to try to say what that is, because I heard the phrase many years ago. Truth students are people who are all about realizing that they live and they move and they have their being in this singular energy. It's not duality. There's one energy permeating everything. And so we're here to study that. We're here to practice seeing that in everything and in ourselves. Said another way, there's not a spot where God is not. Many of our students don't like using the word God, and it doesn't matter to me what words we use. You can call it creative intelligence, you can call it the love of the universe, you can call it many, many, many things. Whatever we're going to call it, it's always going to be more than any name we could describe. And remember always, the important thing is to know it's in you, operating through you, and it's in everything and everyone. It doesn't have any care about religion or what religion we're involved with. This is an energy that's a part of all of us. So we live in this, we move in it. This is what truth students do. We don't get terribly concerned with what people are doing because we're focused on growing in our awareness ourselves and being lifters. We're here to lift people up. We're here to lift ourselves up. The question is, so are you aware of that? Do you realize how great thou art? And do you have any idea of who you've come here to be? All of us have come here to grow and to expand and to learn lessons. Have you come to realize that yet? When you learn this, you're going to realize life becomes less about conflicts and it's more about living from this place of connection. Increasingly, you're going to have the willingness to let go of people, places, and things that have to be in conflict. You're not there, so you just can't correct them. Let them be wherever they need to be. As you grow spiritually, a little bit like the story of Jesus with his mother, where she was wanting him to go do some tasks for her. And he had reached a point in his maturity where he said, I need to be about my Father's business. Well, I would say that would be true for most of us who are on this call now. You've come into a teaching like this where you really don't want to be involved in all the stuff, the action and reaction that most people are doing. And you don't have to be. You could see peace instead of it. You don't have to be angry at them. You can let them go. Let them go. Everyone's in the divine right place and learning and evolving. And just, be grateful you are where you are. So you could come to realize that you live, move, and have your being in this divine substance. And you could say, I realize that I'm one with the one life. I realize I'm an individualization of this great spirit. You could come to understand that beauty is all around you. And that's a reminder of the universe's magnificence. So if you have the eyes to see the good, it's all around you. So we approach the world with open eyes, with awe and wonder. If you're working it right, you'll see beauty in everything. You'll say namaste, you'll see it in greetings, you'll see it in people. So let's be committed to practice seeing and experiencing this day by day. The attributes of God were taught to us in our Science of Mind classes are peace, power, love, joy, beauty, and wisdom. It's all these virtues. I first encountered them with Benjamin Franklin in Poor Richard's Almanac. And Benjamin Franklin was saying, assume a virtue if you have it not. So all of us are works in progress. We're all working on assuming these virtues. The journey that we're on is about embodying these principles, transforming our lives so we can impact the world positively. This is a very large group of people and on this call, and everyone ought to be commended for being here and for the growth that you've had so far. If you're here, it would suggest you've already come a long way. So you're all incredible, and together we're making a difference. Ernest Holmes, who wrote The Science of Mind, was a profound thinker, and he commented once, when you've come to the point where you have an actual realization of this presence within you, when you've come to the point where you have this God realization, he says it's the most powerful thing that can ever happen to you. Again, like Bill Cameron years before said to me, it's the best kept secret in the world. When you can wake up to the fact that the very thing everybody's been looking for throughout history is alive and it's in you and it responds to you, that's a big deal. And now you know it, and now we're going to tell you you can learn how to use it. You have that kind of power to use. So if you simply wake up one morning and you realize, oh my goodness, I am one with this power. I'm awake in it. I'm a part of it. Imagine that you just realize and know that it's responding to you all the time. Imagine that you wake up each day fully aware of this divine fact. And imagine you're learning to live in the flow of that, with that kind of awareness. That you have the awareness of presence, of an all-encompassing energy, and it's in you. And just imagine you have the awareness that it's responding to you all the time. That would fill you up with awe, a sense of calm, and I would imagine sublime peace, if you can keep that awareness of that connection. Nothing will disturb that tranquility. Your being, when you're connected with Source, is an oasis of peace. It won't get shaken by life's ups and downs. This inner peace is not just a state of mind, it's a state of being. It's who you really are. So remembering and forgetting, we want to remember. We want to keep remembering. We don't want to get off track. And when we're off track, we want to gently get back, get reconnected. So the peace of God, as we've said in other lessons, is my one goal, my purpose, my function in my life. So we want to get to a place where this inner peace is not just a state of mind, it's a state of being. Any of the mystics of old, they could walk through coals and things going around them, and they really would be undisturbed. They would get unflappable because they're connected with Source. They know they're supplied and supported. If you get to a place where you absolutely know that everything is unfolding in divine order, and you know that you're at the center of your own universe, you'll see things change rapidly for you. You begin wherever you are. Louise would say it's like cleaning house. You just start with the thought you're thinking. Again, you're an individualization of the whole. You're one with everyone and everything. We're not isolated at all. We're all interconnected. Every day, if you can, take a moment to look around and see how connected you are with everything and everyone. See how you're connected with even the things you use in your house, the food you eat, the water we use. Everything is a gift of other people's labor and love. And yet we overlook everything because we're so busy. We forget that we live in a world, it's not just a physical world, but a spiritual realm also. And when we ignore this, we miss out on so much. Our spiritual growth is ongoing, and our understanding of our oneness is an important key to evolving beyond a lot of the limitations that many people currently have. In every corner of the world, regardless of religions, wherever cultural differences, there is this universal understanding of this thing, this spirit within. So let's acknowledge it, that it's in us, it's in everyone, and it's a collective bond that we share with everyone in the world. This powerful sentiment is it's not confined to any one group. Again, it's above and beyond religion. It extends to all humanity. This realization invites us to see life through a sense, a lens, a window of unity and awe. It reminds us that while we might seem like small parts of this immense universe, each and every one of us possesses a unique and profound capability for thought, for love, and creativity. Embracing this understanding changes everything. Life becomes a journey of continuous growth and discovery. Not a one of us are defined by our past, so let it go. We're always evolving, creating new paths and new pathways and new possibilities. Each day, rightly lived, is an opportunity to explore, to learn, to expand our understanding, and to deepen our connection with one another and with the spirit that unites us all. And let's talk a moment about happiness. Happiness isn't a distant goal, it's a value. I remember being told in 1980, the universe's will for you is to be happy, joyous, and free. And that's a true statement. It's still true. And I share it with all of you. So happiness is not a distant goal, but it's a value. Start each day in the spirit of happiness. If you get up on the wrong side of the bed, then get back in bed and get out of the bed again, said Raymond Charles Barker. If you need to restart your day to embrace the spirit, do it. Never too late to start your day over. If you have to do it at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, do it. Sometimes we need to restart our days a few times. So happiness is a choice, an affirmation of the joyous journey that we're on. Imagination is our link to the divine. Albert Einstein famously said, imagination is greater than knowledge. He said, knowledge is like having a flashlight in a dark forest, illuminating only a small part of the forest. In contrast, your imagination opens us up to the entire forest, to possibilities beyond the reach of our immediate perception. It's what we call our divine download. It connects us to the universal intelligence within. Remember always, you are an inlet and outlet of this God activity, and you have access within to everything, all knowledge. So remember, you are an inlet and outlet of it, this omnipresence, this omniscience, this omnipotence. It's no less, if you think of Jesus or Buddha or Socrates, remember, this spirit within you is no less than it was in Jesus, Buddha, or Socrates. The difference lies in how open you are to receiving and aligning with this divine presence. If you're open, you have access to everything that they had, Ernest Holmes beautifully encapsulated the idea by saying, we're born to be happy. We're born to be abundantly supplied with every good thing. If you're pushing it away from yourself, you have only yourself to look at. So Louise would say, what are you approaching the ocean of life with? How receptive are you to a better life? Or do you feel you just don't deserve it? Life is going to respond to you according to what you believe. So Holmes was trying to encourage us by saying we're born to be happy, abundantly supplied with every good thing, to have a fun life, and he encourages us to unite with this divine energy, this power that's around us and within us, and so we will grow and expand. And as we expand, we become better than we ever were before. So let's talk a moment about thought and feelings as keys to our creative power. Ernest Holmes reminds us all the power of the universe is, again, within you, and he encouraged you to feel it and to know it. When you're doing your affirmations, I encourage you to spend some time with them so you feel them and know them. There needs to be a shift within you, an energetic shift, when you know, and you know that your affirmation, feels real to you. And then once you have done it, you act as though it's true. So that was Ernest Holmes' message. All the power of the universe is within you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it is true. You might ask, how can I use my power? How can I harness my power? Ernest Holmes said, look to Jesus' example. Jesus didn't claim authority on his own, but recognized the living spirit in him doing the work. So this is a key to understanding the true nature of our power also. It's not about wielding power over the universe, but understanding that we are part of it, and our power comes from our alignment with the divine spirit that's in us. And as we contemplate and meditate on this power, we begin to realize that we have power ourselves and we have potential to achieve our goals. Our world is defined by our thinking. Change your thinking, change your life. Our world is defined by our thinking, our ideas, and our dreams, the things that we nurture. So if you're a worrier and you keep on nurturing negativity, it's not going to bring you what you want. So turn it around. Stop in the name of love, as I say all the time. Just whenever you notice yourself doing it, gently and lovingly stop. So today, as we embrace this process of becoming, understand that happiness is part of your journey. It's not a distant goal. Claim it. Say, or Lady V will talk about joy. As we strive to become the best versions of ourselves, we share this journey with others, and we're all learning and growing and expanding together. And as we embrace the power that's within us, it becomes clear that this power, it's not just for grand purposes, but for the very essence of our daily lives. Whether it's for our health, we can use our power for our health, our companionship, or any aspect of our life. The power within us is tuned into our personal world as well. It's about realizing that we have the ability and the responsibility to shift our thinking away from limitations to the realm of infinite possibilities. So once again, this lesson, like every lesson, it's entirely up to you. You have the power. You have all the power in the world behind you. The universe has your back. So this is the true meaning, by the way, of having dominion over your life. It isn't that you control anything, in a controlling sense anyway, but you have the ability to harmoniously align yourself with the flow of life. Ernest Holmes said it powerfully. He said, "We have within us a power that can overcome every single obstacle in life, setting us safe, satisfied, and at peace." Again, he said, we have within us a power that can overcome every obstacle in life, setting us safe, satisfied, and at peace. So we have the power. It's always greater than any problem we face, no matter if it's with your relationship, your finances, or your health. You have power that's greater than what's in your life. As Emerson put it, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. In our journey of personal and spiritual growth, it's important to understand the immense power that each and every one of us has at our disposal. Each of us possess a unique, unmatched power that contributes to the greater good. It's the blend of all of our individual powers that will propel humanity forward towards a more enlightened future. As we use our own personal powers and talents, we contribute to the collective knowledge of love and compassion in the world. And this collective strength is amazing. In this expansive state of consciousness, we find that we will find love, forgiveness, and solutions to our world's challenges as we all become more aware. This is the consciousness that we strive for, one where we acknowledge our individual roles in shaping a better world, while understanding that our power is magnified when we're united. The collective consciousness of our planet is on a path of steady evolution. While this transformation might seem very slow for us in our human lives, every single individual step forward is important. You're important. Everything you do, every kindness, every loving act is a crucial contribution to the progress of humanity. As we each awaken, as we learn to embrace self-love and then radiate that love outward, we are harnessing our personal power to drive positive change. This journey of awakening isn't just about self-discovery, though that's a big part of it. It's also about then extending our love and our understanding to the world around us. There was a song, "Love Can Build a Bridge." The more we engage in acts of love and connection, the closer we come to realizing a world that views itself as a unified whole. So every act of kindness, every moment of compassion, every instance of understanding contribute. That makes a big difference. It's through these individual actions that we pave the way towards a global consciousness where unity and oneness are not just ideals, but lived realities. So from that song, "Love Can Build a Bridge," don't you think it's time? I'm sure we all do. Everybody, it's all about ultimately having the consciousness of positive expectancy. If you remember nothing else, please remember that. If you have the consciousness of positive expectancy, it's magnetic, it's exciting. Expectancy speeds up progress. There'll be a quickening in your life. So you can wake up every day, having positive expectancy, and great things are going to happen as you do that. So we want to rise up in consciousness with a sense of eager anticipation for what each new day brings. I'd like to invite myself and all of us to elevate our consciousness each day, fill it with excitement for the possibilities that the day has. Consider this thought. Those who embrace this path will replicate the remarkable feats of the past and even surpass them. Jesus was the person who was the inspiration for that. These things and greater you will do too. This is about awakening to our capacity to connect with this inner reservoir of energy and creativity. It's about understanding our existence as a journey of personal connection with Source. So you have it within you. Keep tuning in. Let us keep reminding you. As you do, you'll be changing fear to faith, and just begin paying attention to your thoughts and gently steer them towards the positive. Tell yourself, I'm brave, I'm capable. If you worry about not having enough, remind yourself, I have plenty, and more good things are coming my way. It's empowering to see yourself growing stronger and more positive. So life is for enjoying. All I can say to everyone is just keep working with it. Stay tuned. There's nobody nicer to be nicer to than be nice to yourself. So keep working on that inner conversation. Every Thursday I ask the question, what has it been like being you? What's the internal dialogue been like? Keep working with yourself. So I think that's all I want to share. I want to turn the call over to you and see what your thoughts are, what your demonstrations have been. And so let's turn it over to Jimmy now, and I look forward to hearing from all of you at the other side of the break. Thank you.